Okay, so let's just lay this out here, and we can start with the college football playoff, or at least we can touch on it if you want. How the hell is Texas above BYU?
Because of some stupid reasoning like me.
Texas has 2 losses. They have looked actively bad this year. Like, to the point everyone was like, oh, is Arch Manning the most overrated college football player of all time? And they are 2 spots above BYU in the current ranking. How is Notre Dame above BYU in the college football playoff ranking? If Texas A&M, or excuse me, Texas Tech is the 6th ranked team in the country, that's BYU's only loss, and they got their butts kicked. They got run. How did BYU get punished that badly? How are they behind these other teams that have much worse losses than that and more losses than BYU?
Well, obviously they have idiots like me who are coming up with this thing. But can I tell you honestly what I think? It's because it doesn't matter, so they can play these stupid games. So you can put Texas ahead, give a nod to Texas, but the truth is they're going to lose another game and move down. So it's just cute to give them a little credit at the moment. And let's pretend they don't lose another game, Ben. They have games against Georgia and Texas A&M.
Yep.
And let me tell you what, if they win those 2 games, they're above BYU.
Oh, they are, absolutely.
So it's honestly cowardice, because this way you don't tick off the Texas fans. You give them a little bit of nod, and you know that this stupid thing is going to be solved for you.
It's going to take care of itself.
It's going to take care of itself.
You are right.
So it doesn't matter. It's a stupid storyline. They're just messing with fan bases because they know it doesn't matter.
I wonder, that absolutely applies to Texas, because you're right. It will fix itself for them. They're never going to have to explain it. It's going to be fine. They're going to lose to Georgia. They're going to lose to, who is it, A&M?
Texas A&M.
They're going to lose both of those games, and yes, they're going to be washed out.
And if they don't, they would be in.
Then they're in. Great.
Yes.
Awesome for us. Us being the College Football Playoff Committee. Notre Dame does have an easier schedule. They're at Pitt this weekend, then they host Syracuse, and they're at Stanford. I think there's a real chance they win out. If they win out, they're certainly going to be in the College Football Playoff. But they do, too. They also have 2 losses. And yes, they were at the very beginning of the season, but they lost to Miami, who, yes, was the 10th ranked team in the country, but Miami stinks. Miami's not a great football team. Texas A&M is very good. That's their other loss. But that's a worse resume than what BYU has by a lot.
But stop. It's not about the resume. It's just not, or at least that's not the entire story. Notre Dame should never, ever, ever be able to operate outside of a league and be included like this. Never. But there has always been an exception for Notre Dame because they're Notre Dame. Notre Dame. Notre Dame, I'm surprised that they weren't a 3-loss team and got into the 4-team playoff. Let's see, the Manti Te'o team that went to the national championship. You know, BYU had them on the ropes that year, and that was Riley Nelson. That was, a fine BYU team, but not like a great BYU team.
No, a fine team. An absolutely classic Bronco team.
And
tough, solid, maybe more wins than they deserved or should have, you would have expected, but yeah, not a great team.
And if memory serves, Riley Nelson had Cody Hoffman wide open in the end zone and just missed the throw. And that was the difference between a BYU victory and a Notre Dame loss. And they went to the national title that year because everybody just bends over backwards to include them. So, we could start complaining about that, but that is far from a new issue. I'm surprised Notre Dame wasn't top 5.
Yeah.
Give them the benefit of the doubt. Are you looking at it right now? Have you looked at their schedule?
Notre Dame's?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nothing.
Nothing. USC, I guess,
Is what?
It's a top 25 win.
Okay.
It is.
You and I have seen USC for several years now.
I'm not a stinking Riley believer.
I know what USC has looked like for the last decade.
But they're currently 17th, and they're a 2-loss team. So get ready for it. If USC goes undefeated, they're going to jump Utah, too.
Yes, they will.
Still, BYU beating Utah is a better win than Notre Dame beating USC.
Totally agree. But see, here's the thing, Christian.
On paper, it's a better, according to their own rankings, it's a better win.
But you're pretending like that matters. It doesn't. Stop it. It hasn't for 50 years? I don't know. It hasn't, certainly going all the way back to the Bowl Alliance.
You are not kidding about USC or Notre Dame's schedule. Again, losses to Miami and Texas A&M. They beat Purdue, Arkansas, Boise State, NC State, USC by 10, not a blowout, and then Boston College and Navy. Not good football teams.
It's not Murderers Row.
No.
Utah State's Mountain West schedule might be more difficult than that.
Yeah.
Or at least the games they've won.
Utah State played A&M and Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
I do not think the Big 12 is a great conference. Everyone in the Big 12 has a better schedule than Notre Dame's, other than playing Miami and Texas A&M, and they lost both of those games.
But you would consider those non-conference because they were the beginning of the year. I mean, if you look at the meat of their schedule, what would occur in the quote-unquote conference season, it's
nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
But that doesn't matter. They're going to be included. It doesn't matter. So, I mean, yeah, I listened to JJ and Alex yesterday when this was all coming out, and JJ was bent out of shape about BYU falling to 12, and it's like, what do you expect, dude? I mean, it doesn't matter. So they can put whatever they want on there. I'll tell you what, if BYU wins out, they'll be comfortably in, obviously. They'll have the automatic bid, but they'll be top 10.
Yep. Yeah, they will. Absolutely.
So this ranking means nothing. Utah's way of getting in is still a tough one. It's not over, but it's a tough one, regardless of being ranked 13th.
You're right, and they have put Utah in a perfect spot to never move them into the playoff.
Right.
You put them at 13. The team they lost to is right in front of them. Texas is going to drop out, but Texas dropping out is going to open the door for other teams to move in front of them, not including Utah.
And you still have to include the ACC champ and the Group of 5 champ, which are both ranked below Utah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's still a long way. You still have to get them to take 3 Big 12 teams, which is a huge long shot, and you have to root for the other conferences to suck.
So, yeah, you're going to need weird losses late from Oklahoma, from Notre Dame, from Oregon. You're going to need several of those teams to drop out.
Which was true regardless of what we saw yesterday, which, again, is why the college football playoff rankings or whatever is so silly this early that it's barely worth paying attention to, let alone getting bent out of shape about.
And, yeah, to the point, I'm not trying to lend credence to this because, as we said, it's all a game. The same way your power poll votes might feel asinine are probably not unique to actually how things get done.
How do you rank Notre Dame ahead of BYU? Well, you turn your brain into a pretzel, but you come out with it, and then you justify it with something weak like I did yesterday, and then you move on with your life.
And again, I'm not actually sure your logic is as flawed as it looks on paper. The results are flawed. The logic is not. It doesn't pass the eye test. It does pass the sniff test.
So our
as
guy,
silly as that sounds.
Ivan Maisel can turn his brain into pretzels and put out whatever he wants. And I just pick on him because he's like the only one I know. And the UVA athletic director, who's the head of the playoff committee, they're going to do whatever they want. And then they're going to give you the bird and move on with their life. And it will have nothing to do with the final college football playoff ranking, which actually does matter. Remember the time they shafted the Big 12 when it was Baylor and TCU? It was like the first 4-team playoff when Ohio State won, right? Mm-hmm. They didn't include either one and plugged Ohio State in, even though that year I don't even think they were their conference champion.
Which, again, is a funny justification for moving to 12 teams, which I don't agree with, but they just do the same thing on a larger scale now. Now they're doing the exact same conversation we're having of why are those teams not in. They're just doing it with teams 12 and 11 and 12, the final couple of names that make it in, because they're going to favor USC or they're going to favor Notre Dame or they're going to favor Texas. These
or
teams
SMU
we're talking about right
somehow.
Now. Yeah, and I'm not saying woe is us. It has nothing to do with BYU and Utah for me, other than that's the teams we talk about most regularly. It's just that they are still going to pick the who's who. They're still going to pick the teams that they know the logo of and that they know are going to be good television, bring good television audiences.
If I were BYU last year, I would have been super bent out of shape. Super bent out of shape. I hope Tom Homo wrote those guys a tersely written email about how displeased he was. Because it was, speaking of mental gymnastics, ludicrous to pick SMU of all teams over BYU.
Yeah.
BYU beat them on the field.
You would think that would matter, but then again, sometimes you got to put Cincinnati above Utah.
Much like Utah beat Cincinnati, yeah.
Sometimes you got to put BYU above Texas Tech.
See, that's what was lost yesterday in people burying me. That's what was lost. It was actually a compliment to Utah, not a slight. Correct. It was actually a compliment to
Putting
Utah.
Putting Utah behind the team that they just beat is a compliment to Utah.
It was.
Because it's such a good loss for Cincinnati.
Correct.
Exactly.